What are some of the things that stood out to you, kind of looking at last night?
Um, well, I mentioned some of them last night, and some of them were relevant, obviously, in the film. I think, we had 11 turnovers, which isn't a super high number, but I think like 9 of the 11 were just on us. You know what I mean? They did make a couple good plays and darted in there like unexpectedly on a couple things, or got an arm in there or something. But the majority of them were just kind of, I don't know. We're a low turnover team. I call them uncharacteristic plays that we make, and that's one of the things where it starts. The rest of it, we'll stay on offense for a little bit. The rest of it on offense, again, we did a lot of good things as far as shot creation. I think we had 5, 6, kind of point blankers at the rim. That again, you're not going to make all of them, but you can't. I think in a playoff game that you need that's close and you need to win is you got to make 4 out of 6. You can't miss that many. Those got to get finished. And again, I thought we did create enough, not quite enough, but a lot of catch and shoot threes that were really open. But there's also, I think there's opportunities to create so many more, right? I think there's another pass out or some kickouts there, and some of those finishes at the rim, or I throw block shots into the turnover category, like we serve a couple up when there's guys standing on the perimeter wide open. So just getting a little better, not never going to be perfect, but just a little better of the shot creation. I think the turnovers, block shots, and a few more kickouts makes it a lot better, right? And can add up to points. You want me to keep going, or should I take another question now? Yeah, that's good. Let's take another question. Somebody can ask me. Go.
The last two fourth quarters,
Yeah.
18 yesterday and 12 the game before. VJ said you guys are just missing shots.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily what they're doing. Like, what have you seen these two fourth quarters?
Well, listen, I think that there's certainly an element of that for sure that has got us in the last 2 games. I think it was a 4-point game with 8.5 to go, and we got 3 straight stops and kept it at 4, and we got 3 completely naked threes and didn't make one of them. And again, I don't expect to make them all, but you make one of those and it's a 1-point game, and you make 2 of them, you're up 2, and I don't know what else you can do other than create wide open shots, right? So, and it certainly hurt us in the game too. I thought we right down the stretch there, all we did was have really good offensive creation and just didn't make enough. So, um, again, I can't fault the guys' effort, and they're trying to do the right thing, and they're making some of those plays, and we just need them to go in.
You heard obviously this group has been really resilient, excuse me,
Uh-huh.
all season. How do you sense they are right now?
Pretty good, pretty good. I think you're right. I think there's been tons and tons of resiliency with this team. I think there's been lots of and lots of what do you call them, big swings and things happening, and even in our play, big wide spectrum of between the really good and really not so good. But we always seem to bounce back, and my sense today is they're ready to do that tomorrow.
When it comes to Tyrese, obviously New York blitzed him a lot last night, but I know you've always kind of been like, we want him somewhere around 20 to 25
Mhm.
shots. So obviously you only took 12 last night.
Mhm.
I guess, like, maybe what did you see on film or anything that we try to unlock up a little bit more tomorrow?
I mean, yeah, they are blitzing him a lot, which obviously is getting the ball out of his hands. Um, I just watched some of the film with him, and he turned down a few, right? He actually usually made a really good play after he turned them down, which usually isn't the case. Not on him. I mean, just in general, basketball in general. Like, if it comes to you and you're open and you don't, and you try to go get a little greedier, and it usually ends up a lot worse. But I mean, he had one. I thought he was wide open, and he blew by the closeout, and I think he got an and one. For instance, that's an example. But there was some other ones I think he probably could have stepped into rather than moving them onto the corner, which again was another good shot. I think again, it's stuff that stuff that I've talked about before. I mean, he's got to get some more in transition, right? I think any time that I've been a heavy blitzer on a player, they tend to try to get the ball up quickly and get something up before two can get on you. We have to stop sending so many ball screens for him. That's obviously giving them the opportunity to do that. I mean, it's a bit of a catch-22. I got to be honest. I mean, I know it maybe doesn't feel like it, but the execution versus that stuff has created a lot of dunks, a lot of layups, and a lot of catch-and-shoot threes, which is what we're after. So it's, I'm never fearful of playing against blitzing teams. In fact, I'm like we're gonna pick them apart, and I think. We have for the most part, but the only thing that it has done and created a little bit of a narrative is it's cut his shots down a little bit.
How would you assess just the situation that Joel is in defensively, or that they're trying to put him in defensively, given he's banged up and all that?
Yeah. Listen, I think that I think I got out of the game last night thinking it was pretty tough, situation to be in. But I just think that after I watched the film. We just made some mistakes that we need to fix. That'll help him and us, right? And it just again, there were a little bit uncharacteristic mistakes, and it's not, the schemes were not anything we haven't like really done, a lot, especially like in the last series. It's very similar where there's a rolling big and a shooting big, and like, so there's a lot of carryover and stuff and we just have to be clear on what the scheme is, when who's in, and all that kind of stuff. And the guys that are out there, need to execute it better. And I thought he was, there was several that Joe was making the right play, just didn't quite get there. You know what I mean? And that probably has a little bit to do with how he's feeling.
Sure.
And hopefully, again, if we can clean up the schematic stuff a little bit, it will enable him to get there.
How did he make it out of the game? How's he feeling physically after playing?
Okay. I haven't got the full report. I just quickly asked Simon, where we were at as I was walking over here, and he said, it's okay. I need to check some more, and we got some more things going on this afternoon. We'll have a bit more of a like a more full report, I guess. But okay, yeah, okay.
When it comes to elimination games, you won 3 last series. You won 1 a couple of years ago. You won some with the Raptors. What are the keys to pulling out an elimination game?
Well, I always just try to treat it like one game, and can we play better or not? Right? Like, can we play better or not? And you can't really listen to 3-1, 3-0, 3-2. You can't really listen to any of that and let that form any type of whatever around on your back. Can't carry that around. You got to really just zero in on, can we play better? And that's what I'm challenging the guys with today. Like, it's when you're sitting here and you're going through the film and you stop it at 80-76. And you show 3 wide open threes, and you say, guys, we weren't playing very well last night. I mean, we didn't play good enough, and here we are with 1 minute to go, and we're right here, and like, look at all these. I've already put down all the things we can do better. Like that's what you're trying to show them. Like we just got to play better. Can we play better? And we got to do it. And if we do it, we'll be going back to New York.
Paul had some good looks throughout the game. Obviously,
Yeah.
he had some trouble knocking him down
Yeah.
towards the end of it. Is that just a matter of just the luck of the game, sometimes just not knocking down shots, or do you think there's something maybe to tweaking his rotation minutes to kind of keep collecting the pressure?
Well, I think it's you got to look at it a little bit. I think he's really been off to some hot starts. Obviously, that might have something to do with he's fresh, right? And I think I don't know. It's a tricky one, to be honest. I think that he's rolling early and he's going, and And there's really no like, oh, geez, I was planning on taking him out at the 6-minute mark. I wasn't last night. I mean, there's just not. When he's rolling, you get him going. And I thought even, there's times where I make the decision at probably 4 on the clock whether who's going to finish the quarter and who isn't. And then we know we got to get those other guys out that'll come back to replace those guys that went the whole quarter. And I think I pulled Paul at the 2-minute mark, and I just felt like, okay, he's used a lot of energy on these shots, so let's get him out for a little while. He didn't necessarily want to come out at that point, but I did probably let him go maybe a couple more minutes just because he just scored again and all that kind of stuff. So, but in answer to the first part of your question, there was only one or two that I didn't think he got off a great release on. That that like right when he took it, you were like, oh boy, that's no good. And the other ones, I thought he squared them up, he got them, and I thought I was expecting them to go in. So let's just see what happens tomorrow.
We just was making shots. So we just watched the film. We generated a lot of good looks. And say nothing and just going in first.
Do you think you guys are wearing down? Is it?
I mean, obviously fatigue is a factor, but that's with every team. Fatigue is a factor for every team. It's late in the season, but if you want to win, that shouldn't matter. If you want to win, and like I said, we just was missing. Literally just missing wide open shots. So yeah.
Feed rebounding has once again kind of popped up and been an issue. You guys fixed it in the Boston series a little bit, but obviously that last night, 49-33, New York's advantage. I guess how do you kind of get back to fixing the rebounding issue there?
Yeah, I just think we just got to block out. Like I said, it's the effort. Rebounding come down to effort too, who wants the ball more, and clearly they did. So yeah, it just comes down to effort. We gotta block out. So they're a really good rebounding team. So yeah, we just gotta block out.
Where are you guys mentally right now?
Pardon?
Where are you guys mentally right now?
We're present in the moment. We know it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Like I said, plenty against a well-disciplined, well-coached team. A really good team. So I said we just gotta keep moving forward. Keep trying to get better every day.
There's obviously a lot of pressure at this point in the playoffs, especially this is the first experience of this. How do you feel that pressure is going to benefit you in the long term, kind of preparing you for greater and greater moments as your career goes on?
Yeah, like you said, it's my first go around. Hopefully, God's willing, I'm able to do this for a longer time. And I know for sure after this year's experience, regardless of what happened or not, I know, moving forward, I'll definitely be better. Definitely better. I'll have a little experience under my belt. And yeah, I think it plays a big factor, and obviously situations. So I should be ready.
Building off of that, just in less than a week, basically, you guys have gone from the highs of winning that Boston series to now what's happened in this one. Just how would you describe what that's felt like just over the last week? Just the emotions, just all of that comes with it.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks ago, we were just down 3-1. So,
good point.
Like I say, our backs against the wall. We just got to keep going. Obviously, emotions we're gonna have emotions. Everyone gonna have emotions. Win, we're gonna be happy. You lose, you won't be as happy. So, we know we got to be better. We know we got to be better. We let too many just little plays slip away. I say playoff is a possession game, and we didn't execute on the possessions that we know we should have. So yeah.
They've obviously blitzed Tyrese a ton, whether Joe was playing or not. Just what can you guys do to help in those situations when he's getting double teamed that hard?
Make it easier. Just make it easier for him. But so we just watched the film on it. He been getting blitzed all year. So I said that should have been something that's just second nature for us. But I say Tyrese he know what he have to do better. And the team also knows we have to do better. So, yeah, we're looking forward to next year.
Obviously, Joe.
You got time for 2 more.
Obviously, Joe is not 100%, but the fact that he's able to kind of fight through what he's been dealing with and being out there for you guys, what does it mean to you guys?
It means a lot. It shows heart. It shows that he wanted to be on the floor. Some things are unfortunate, obviously with his body, and injuries are unfortunate. Some things you can't control. you know, so you can't control someone dive on your leg or something like that. So it just shows his heart, his passion, his love for the game. So, yeah.
Thank you, VJ.
Thank you.
You called yesterday a must-win, and so
Yeah.
how do you then describe the situation now facing you guys?
Obviously, difficult spot to be in. At this point, you could just gotta take it one game at a time. Don't look at the outlook. Just focus on it a game at a time, I guess.
I guess what's kind of the biggest challenge, like when you look at 0-3, like in order to just get one, you know, kind of keep the this
Yeah, I
series going.
think just you got to survive. Got to have a one-game approach. I mean, you can't look at the future right now. We have to just look at Sunday and see what happens there.
Rebounding was obviously a big factor last night. I think that rebounded at 49-33. You guys were able to fix that in the Boston series. I guess how do you kind of get back to fixing the rebounding issue there?
Just being physical. I think they were the more physical team yesterday. Obviously, those numbers kind of show that.
Done these opportunities at the 5 that you've had, particularly in the postseason. You had a little exposure in the regular season. But how comfortable have you felt in that role in the postseason setting?
Yeah, I mean, I felt fine. You know, I mean, I feel like a lot of the times, like, the way we're doing it, like, I'm guarding Cat, but I'm also guarding OG at times. So, like, offensively, it's different, but defensively, it's kind of been the same.
How frustrating was it when you picked up those 2 quick fouls right when you came in last night?
It was very frustrating just because, you know, the series has been called physical. Then at times, sometimes it's not. So it's hard to gauge as a player, you know, kind of how the game feels. I mean, guys, I mean, if you see when guys are setting screens, it's physical, pushing all types, and that's fine. Like, I'm cool with that, but, you know, keep it consistent.
Your first stint last night, I think you were playing the 4 with Joel, and then in your second stint, you're playing the 5. Is it ever challenging for you to sort of reorient in your head, like, okay, how are my points of emphasis changing from one stint to the next based on a sort of a drastic change in the personnel around you?
I mean, slightly, but at the end of the day, it's basketball, so, you know, just kind of have to figure it out. We get paid to figure out and, you know, try to affect the game in positive ways.
You've been so good this season as far as like cutting and finding the open spaces in the offense when their defense is blitzing Tyrese so much. Just how can you and everybody else sort of help in those situations when, you know, someone's open or that there's space somewhere because of what they're doing?
Yeah, I've been, like, you know, kind of in the short role, like initiating the pass recently. I mean, throughout the year, I've probably primarily been a cutter, kind of in that situation. But just, I mean, once you get the first pass out, it's 4-on-3. So we just got to make the open read and make the shots.
You guys have stuck together and relied on each other, like, throughout the whole season. How much are you guys kind of leaning on that right now in
Yeah,
this specific situation?
I think now you're kind of, this is where you really have to, you know, dig deep on your principles and kind of figure out what you're made of. Yeah, this is not a time to point fingers or drift apart. This is where we got to kind of really, you know, bury down and come together as a group.
Nick talks about just navigating the highs and lows of the playoffs. And I mean, 2 weeks ago, you guys are down 3-1. Less than a week ago, you win that series. Now you're in this situation. Just how would you describe how that is just felt, just navigating?
Yeah,
all of that?
I mean, it's true. You know, you would have thought it was, you know, the complete end of the world last week when we were down 3-1 and we were able to come back and win. And, you know, you kind of see the same thing, you know, kind of happening now. So yeah, we're just going to go out and play Sunday and try to get a win and then extend the series and, you know, let fate decide from there.